Alright, so this is my review of Dogs of War. It is a graphic novel by Sheila Keenan and Nathan Fox. Just some initial impressions. I would recommend reading this book at a middle school level in an ELA class. Typically, you'd want to use this if you were trying to do cross-curricular material with World War I, World War II, or Vietnam content from a social studies perspective. General gist of the book is that it talks about three different mini stories in here, one focusing on each of these three dogs. Sheba, Boots, and Loki are the names of the dogs, and each of these mini stories encompasses different aspects of a war. So the first one is going to be Boots, and it's focused on World War One. Second one is Loki in World War Two, set in Greenland, and then the third one is Sheba in the Vietnam War. And the brilliant thing about this graphic novel is that each of these mini, like 30-page stories does an incredible job of visually depicting what went on in the war, what those environments were like, and just really what the soldiers went through at the time. And some things that I wanted to point out were that there are some good vocabulary words despite it being a graphic novel. So here's an example. If you were working with a 6th or 7th grade class, and you have this part right here where it uses the word fraternizing. One of the characters says, "Fraternizing with the enemy is a court-martial offense. Let's hope headquarters has more pressing matters to worry about." And one of the characters even calls out that that's like a really big word. So as a teacher, you could step in and discuss the vocabulary behind the word fraternizing. So that's interesting. Also, things to note, I liked that they depicted the morality of both sides in World War II and in World War I. They showcased that both sides, the Germans, the Axis powers, and the Allies, have morals and are human beings. And that was reflected really well in this book, which is something I value. Overall, I would definitely recommend it again for 7th or 8th grade. There is not a lot of bloodiness, no gore in this book, so you don't have to worry about anything too graphic for them. It's very age appropriate and could be used as a secondary material.